Hi there folks, welcome back to Rich Reviews. So I'm currently on vacation, I'll be back next Saturday. But in the meanwhile, I want to present to you guys with the latest TV show that I want to review for you guys here. And that's the latest coming out of HBO, and this is Euphoria. And this is getting a lot of buzz, both positive and negative. And I sort of like to address all of this. So this is apparently created by Sam Levinson, who was Barry Levinson's son, who apparently did indeed have a serious drug problem at the age of 16. And this is based on an early 2000s show from Israel. And I've never seen the Israeli version of the show, and there are plenty of TV shows that have adapted from earlier incarnations of foreign shows that have delved into the lives of teenagers, Skins being another example. Also Degrassi, although Degrassi is another, although that's a Canadian import right there. And this might be the bleakest, most nihilistic show I've seen about teenagers that I've ever come across. And so Zendaya, who might be the best thing about the show, plays Rue, a girl with a serious drug problem coming home after spending summer vacation in a rehab center. And all her friends, who are upon seeing her, are like, "I thought you were dead." And when she overdosed, she was found in her room by her sister, who may or may not be exploring the same habitual habits that her sister is currently dealing with. The way that the show ends up working is that basically Zendaya sort of narrates this series. Also in the opening moments, we're introduced to a series of friends that she goes to high school with, and they sort of get their own origin of why they're exactly like this. We're introduced to Nate, sort of a narcissistic jock of the school, who's a high school football player. The guy who plays Nate on the show does not look like he could be in high school. He is too old looking to be in high school, jacked to be high school. We come to learn how he is the way he is. But the main problem with this show is that no one here has a healthy relationship. The Rue character meets Jules her first night in town. Jules herself is originally a guy. We come to learn that, oh yes, she spent time in a mental institution due to depression or whatever else, and she tries to commit suicide in that mental hospital. When we first meet her, she goes off the first night that she's in town to meet a strange guy who happens to be an older man. How that goes into later plot, I'll explain a little bit in a while. Basically, everyone here is basically not well adjusted. I mean, seriously, I'm happy that my parents grew up well adjusted, and I am a product of that being a well adjusted person. But these people just take risks that I don't think any teenager in their sane mind would do. One person she's an overweight girl. She's basically sleeping around with random guys. Now, granted, you have every right to do that. But then she says, I'm going to become a cam girl. There's also plenty of male frontal nudity. Now, a lot of people have been complaining about the male frontal nudity. I don't have the biggest problem with that, but is it egregious? In the locker room, after sex, and in a cam session with an older man this high school girl is doing. And then we come to discover, oh yes, Nate's father is the one that slept with Jules in the first place. We come to partially believe that Nate himself is gay, I guess. And then Nate and his girlfriend, that's one of the more volatile situations that I've ever seen in a series here. Involves a complicated blackmail scheme in which, oh yes, they frame a guy because she slept with him. And then, oh yes, Nate is going to blackmail Jules because send naked pictures of herself to a fake account. But he then comes to believe, oh yes, that is child pornography right there. Now, here's the thing. I have no doubt that some high school people can have deep intellectual conversations. These characters here, I don't believe, can have any deep intellectual conversations while they're on drugs. You meet a sort of dim-witted drug dealer and his brother, who apparently they operate out of not only their house, but 7-Eleven as well. We do eventually come to realize how Rue got sort of addicted to drugs. Her father was dying of cancer, leukemia, or something else. And oh yes, she got addicted to one of those pain pills, and that's sort of how she sought out this drug dealer. Oh yes, at one point the drug dealer is meeting with this other bigwig drug dealer who makes her try fentanyl. I have never tried fentanyl, and I would never want to try fentanyl. No doubt that those side effects are really whacked out. But besides Rue's mother, who was really trying to get her to quit doing drugs, the only other person here who's any semblance of normal person happens to be Coleman Domingo from Fear the Walking Dead, who shows up as the guest lecturer speaker of this local chapter of Narcotics Anonymous, who basically tells Rue, hey look, once you decide to stop trying to kill yourself, please come talk to me. And he is probably one of the most rational people, clear speakers that you've seen on this type of show. But of course, the parents here are either painfully unattentive or completely useless. I mean, at least one parent is like, okay, don't get pregnant. This one girl from high school is dating a college student. Really? You don't think at the end of the show she's going to get pregnant? And then we come to realize, oh yes, I think Rue is falling for Jules, although Jules is falling in love with this one other really whacked out partier in our city here. I seriously sat through this all 8 episodes thinking to myself, how can anyone survive this type of lifestyle? If these kids actually do exist, and if they do exist in real life, how are they going to live to the age of 30? So the last episode here deals with the midwinter formal, which everything sort of comes to a head. And the last 30 minutes sort of delve into, what happens to these characters and where they may be going. Everyone sort of confronts each other or tries to figure out who cares about each other. And apparently Sam Levinson has basically said, oh yes, all these characters are going to remain in high school, and that's where it's going to end, in high school. Basically, this season has 2-3 seasons at most, but when everything was said and done, I was left cold, frankly. Zendaya's performance was wonderful. I truly believe that this is a girl who's struggling to get sober, if she wants to remain sober at all. But everyone else, her friends, sucks to know that you want to be a cam girl, or you're in a volatile relationship, and your mother is saying to you, don't be in a relationship with this guy. So would I recommend this series? My thumb is just slightly up on this, folks. So folks, Euphoria, have you seen this? What do you think? Please put everything in the comment box below here, folks. As always, folks, like, comment, subscribe, or hurt yourself with knowledge. I'll see you next time, folks. Yes, hooray. I'll be back from the beach